CoinMarketCap is one of the most popular crypto tools that many crypto natives and crypto beginners use. So we're going to be going over a couple things in here. As you can see, this is the logo, CoinMarketCap. They've got some articles going above the top. One of the first things you see as well is the Fear and Greed Index. This thing basically just goes higher towards 100 and lower towards 0 based on how the crypto market is moving. So generally, when prices are moving up a lot and there's a lot of buying going on and a lot of price action, things will move up towards 100, where it will be extreme greed in the start green. It'll be rated as greed in this area, neutral in the middle, and then fear and extreme fear. Ideally, you buy when it's extreme fear and you sell when it's extreme greed. Does it always work this way? No, but you can watch the chart and make decisions based off that. It's also important to have some basic understanding of how crypto cycles work, otherwise you can get really burned. Now, this is my first crypto cycle that I'm actually involved in, that I own cryptocurrencies, but I've been doing a lot of research and I'm hoping to turn out pretty decent by the end of the cycle. So right here, I clicked on that crypto greed and fear index, and you can see CMC, which is CoinMarketCap, Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This chart shows you over, I guess this is just the data that it has that dates back to, not super far, but what is that, June 28th of 2023. You can see the cutoff is once anything's above 60 and below 80, that is the greed region. Above that is extreme greed, 80 to 100. Below that, 40 to 60. That's where we're at now. That is neutral. And right now, I believe the number was 51. Below that, 20 to 40 is fear. 0 to 20 is extreme fear. So you can see that within the last year, we have not hit the extreme fear region, but we've hit everything else. So through here, if you scroll, it'll show you day by day. July 4th, we were at, what is that, greed, neutral, extreme fear, fear, neutral, greed, popped up into extreme greed, and so on. And then over here you can see, I believe March 13th is our local high so far this bull run. We hit somewhere in the 73,000 range. We hit an extreme greed index of 90 some change, which was a little higher before, but generally this is where our local top was. And now we're chasing back down the 50 region. You can also see there's a whole bunch of other charts through here. Personally, I prefer this on desktop as opposed to mobile, but you still get lots of good information on mobile. Let's look into some of these other charts. Okay, so for the spot market, something that maybe some people don't know is there's the spot market, which is just another word for when people are buying the actual asset. So relating this back to stocks, which could be more familiar to some, buying something on the spot market is you're just buying that asset. So say I was to buy Tesla stock as an example. If I just buy that stock on the open market, I am buying on the spot market. Now there's another market called the derivatives market. Now I might not be nailing all this vocab perfect, but basically another way you can buy Tesla stock as an example would to be buying options, which give you an option to do an action. Now, I'm not going into that right now because that's not the purpose of this video, but basically this is just the spot market. So this shows price history of Bitcoin, which it was created in, I believe, 2009. So it doesn't go back quite the whole way, but this shows you market cap all the way down to $1 billion in 2013, which is pretty wild. And then I think the highest was, 2.7 trillion or so. We got a little higher around March 13th at the local top. Yeah, 2.76 is about the highest so far. So that's one of the charts. Another one over here, we've got the market cap breakdown. This one, as you can see, breaks up into the market cap of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins. Or you could say Bitcoin, Ether, which is the coin of the Ethereum network, and then stablecoins, and then other. Let's zoom in on this a little so we can see it better. You can see it's color coded. So back here, so July 13th, Bitcoin is at 615 billion. And I guess it doesn't show us percentage. Some charts do. It just shows market caps of the different sections of the crypto market. You can see as Bitcoin has rallied and other coins haven't taken off as much, or at least gained as much size as Bitcoin as a whole. Bitcoin takes up a monster chunk. Let's see if we can find that percentage one. There it is. Bitcoin, Ether, USDT, which is a stable coin, Binance, Solana, and then others. So through here we get the actual percentage. See, in 2013 it was over 90% Bitcoin. That would have been a beautiful time to be in crypto, but can't change the past. I wasn't. Also, I was 15 years old, so kind of whatever. Going back up, you can see Bitcoin goes down in dominance as everything else grows alongside it. Here's another market. I was talking about spot market. That's a derivatives market, which there we go. We got futures and perpetuals. And honestly, I'm still not totally sure what perpetuals are. Let's look that up. Perpetuals. Okay. All right, little Google help. Perpetuals, also known as perpetual futures or perpetual swaps, are a type of derivative contract that allows traders to speculate on the future price of an asset without an expiration date. That's interesting. I may need to come back to that and look into it sometime. So it looks like it's just another way for speculating on price action. And it's a special kind of contract, which I bet that would be similar to options, where you have buyers and sellers of different contracts, and those can trade hands. If that doesn't make sense, that's fine. I don't totally understand perpetuals yet. Well, at some point. All right, we're going to move back to the main part of CoinMarketCap. We went down kind of a rabbit hole. So here's a part that I really like checking out, just this main page of CoinMarketCap. You can see that we have a bunch of cryptocurrencies listed. Without making any changes, you will get this this table where it just lists all the cryptocurrencies from largest size to smallest. There's something like 9,000 plus coins, and there's tons that are created daily, which a lot of those are meme coins and have no utility, at least no functional utility as far as operating a network and an application. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So first off, we've got Bitcoin. You can see today it is 1:05 p.m. Pacific time, June 22nd, 2024. We've got Bitcoin. The price is $64,266.31. Obviously, that changes all the time. Shows that over the last hour, it has not changed. That's a little hard to believe. We'll check that out. It's showing it hasn't changed. Not that it hasn't changed, but that it's at the same price that it was before. Yeah, whatever. That could be true. Doesn't really matter too much. You can see it's moving around. Last 24 hours, about, 0.11%. Then we've got 7 days. It's moved down 2.8%. Market cap. This is an important term that I think about a lot and that I like to focus on when investing. So market cap is basically how large is the asset valued at on the market. So another way of saying this is the total value with the price. I don't like that. Okay, so we're backing up to stocks again because that just makes more sense to a lot of people. With stocks, you have a price. Let's look something up. Let's talk about Tesla earlier. Would have been a killer stock to own for the last decade. Your boy did not. Tesla stock price. So right now, the market is closed as the stock market is only open Monday to Friday. And I want to say market hours are 9:30 Eastern to 4:30. I might be butchering that. 9 to 4:30 or 9:30 to 4, somewhere in there. Doesn't matter that much. So Tesla stock right now is 183.01 cents in USD. I'd imagine this is on the New York Stock Exchange. The market cap for Tesla is the price per share times the total number of shares that exist. So we could look this up, but we're just going to do this backwards. Again, market cap is total market value. So with that being said, you can think of it as, say you have objects. Every object, if you're going to buy and sell them, will have a price. The market cap of said category of object, which is a weird way to think of it, would be the price of each object added up. So here we've got our share price of 183.1, probably on the NYSE, which is the New York Stock Exchange, times however many shares there are. Say there were 100,000 shares. That would be a market cap of 18.3 million. Obviously, Tesla is massive, and that ain't true. So we'll just do this backwards to find how many shares there are. We've got market cap, 573 billion. Okay, let's see if I can type those numbers in right. 573, oh boy, 460, so that's 573,000, 573 million, 573 billion, thousand million, billion, yeah, pretty sure that's right. And then we'll divide that by the price per share, which brings you out to, again, recap, market cap, price per share, and because the market cap is the price of a share times the number of shares, this calc is going to get us the number of shares. It shows number of shares is 3.1 billion shares. Bounce around all kinds of websites. Hopefully this isn't too confusing. We can go over some of these sites some other time. I like checking this place, macro trends, just for general stock data. There's a bunch of places to check it out, but I'm just going to see if I can pull up the share count real quick. Wow, this is quite the side quest, but hopefully this helps explain market cap. All right, computer, come on. Dang it, it was going. Take however many this is. Just click on the revenue part. Look for shares outstanding is the typical term used in finance for the total number of shares. Sorry, this is being a little slow. There we go. So this calls out, yeah, so I got a different number, but this number might include other shares that aren't quite on the market. So this says Tesla's shares outstanding for the quarter ending March 31st, 2024, which was about 3 months ago, was 3.48 billion. Now you can see that this number increased, and over the past while from, 2021 up, it's gone up 4.2%, 2.6, 0.29, and 0.46. So each of these years, the total number of shares outstanding has increased. Now, a lot of that, and I'd imagine pretty much all of that for Tesla, considering it's a tech company, is because a way that a lot of large companies will incentivize employees and give big benefits is they will provide options contracts. Oh boy, this turned into a stock chat. Oh well, we'll roll with it. So with options, companies can grant individuals, generally employees and C-suite employees, with options. This gives them the ability to buy the stock at a certain price for a certain amount of time. It's a contract that gives them the option to purchase shares. If they execute this, new shares are added to total outstanding shares, and they can get a quick profit by knowing their buy price, and if the price goes up before that contract expires, they can net a quick profit. All right, I'll try to stop going down so many rabbit holes, but hopefully market cap makes a little sense. Another way to say that, which maybe would have been simpler, is Bitcoin's market cap is the total number of Bitcoins in circulation right now times the price per Bitcoin. And right now you can see this is a big old number. and it is 1.26 trillion. Does it show it up here? It does not. I think some sites show Bitcoin market cap up here. Otherwise, it might just be total market cap. All right, let's turn into a little bit of a explanation of market cap, but we'll go with it again. So here is our, where's the number? The total supply of Bitcoins right now is 19.7 million Bitcoin. Just copy that number, pop that in there, multiply that by the price per Bitcoin. So if you think about it, you could see this as a price per share, which is price per Bitcoin. And you could think of the total supply number as shares outstanding, which is total number of Bitcoins in circulation at this time. So we've got 19.7 million Bitcoins times 64,000 brings us to 1.266 trillion. So that's 1,000, million, billion, trillion, and that is exactly what we are at. So that's an explanation of market cap. All right, moving back over, you've got volume in 24 hours. This is the amount of buying and selling that has happened on the open market, and this is a spot market for Bitcoin. So you can see Bitcoin has traded a large number of, what is that, 1,000, million, billion, yeah, $10 billion worth, US dollars worth of Bitcoin has traded hands in the last 24 hours. You can find other information along here. I believe this site shows it. Yeah, volume over market cap, just another data point about the coin. You can pull different information from this, but you can see that 0.86% of the market cap has traded hands, or the equivalent of 0.86% of the market cap is the amount of volume that has traded hands over the last 24 hours. Just more information. Then again, circulating supply is what we looked up earlier. I guess we could have looked here, 19.7 million. And then this is just a nice handy little chart that shows you what has happened over the last 7 days with Bitcoin's price. Which again, over here, got 7 days, 2.76. You can see it's not a whole lot lower, but it is lower. All right, moving down, that same information for Ethereum, which Ethereum is an ecosystem and Ether is the token. And a lot of people use the words Ether and Ethereum the same, which isn't totally true, but generally people understand what you're saying if you decide to call them the same. But again, Ether token is the main token of the Ethereum system, which also Bitcoin is blossoming a little bit more into an ecosystem, but we're just moving on down. Next we've got Tether, which is a stable coin, and it is used on a lot of different networks. So if you have used a software wallet, you will have likely noticed that there is Tether available as one of the options that you can trade with. Something handy about stablecoins is while you do have to keep coins on one network, unless you decide to bridge them, which again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, USDC and USDT are very handy and very available on, I want to say pretty much all networks. I don't know that for sure, but that sounds about right. So that is a stable coin. This is not a kind of thing that you would want to buy and expect huge gains from and invest in, because the whole point of a stable coin is for it to remain stable and easy to trade with and to just use. Because you can see it looks like it moves a lot, but it really doesn't. That's 1.0002 down there. That's 0.9992, which is nothing. And the whole point of this thing is to stay flat at $1 and stay stable, which is why it's called a stable coin. 2015, price of $1. 2024, price of $1. So hopefully no one makes that mistake. That would be really sucky. We got Binance. It's another coin. I'm not super familiar with this one. I know that the company Binance, which is a very large exchange. It's one of the largest. This is their coin for their system and their network. I personally haven't done a whole lot with Binance. Yeah, that's about all I can say right now about Binance. Then if you want, you can keep going down this whole list, and there are a ton of different coins. I keep saying coins. I made a video on this the other day. There is a difference between coins and tokens. Not a huge deal, but generally, I believe coin is the main token of a network. So as I said earlier, Ethereum is an ecosystem, and Ether is the coin of the Ethereum ecosystem. So it is the Ethereum system's main token, hence the coin. Now, there are all kinds of other coins. Dang it, I'm saying it wrong. There are all kinds of other tokens on the Ethereum ecosystem. As an example, there's like Uniswap. Oh boy, I'm having a brain fart. I'll just look it up real quick. Tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, it's also another way to say ecosystem, I suppose you could say. So yeah, there's Uniswap, there's Aave, there's Shiba Inu, there's Chainlink, Wrapped Bitcoin, all kinds of ERC tokens. And again, this says tokens as coin is reserved for the main token of a network, but I also believe of a DApp, which is a decentralized application. All right, we're just going to go back to the Bitcoin chart and see what we can do on this page. So handy little thing right here, you've got a bunch of different time to see how the price has changed. I believe this one automatically updates to tell you what move the percentage is for that time period. So we'll check that out. Over 1 day, it's gone down 0.07%. For 7 days, bingo, yeah, it updates. It goes down 2.6%. Over 1 month, got 7.86% down again. Over a year, oh, that was quite a big, what? It's changing a bunch. Yeah, 7.86%. Over 1 year, it's up hundreds of percentage points. I guess just one. Yeah, okay. A little while ago it was up hundreds, but that's because it was much lower. Right now it's showing a year ago it was at 30,000. I believe the base it hit was somewhere in the 15,000 range. So 113%. And all, again, as I mentioned earlier, it goes most of the way back. 2010 shows a price of 0.05. Oh man, that would have been fantastic to buy back then. What was I doing as a 12-year-old? So it goes back to 0.05. Let's just look up real quick. When was Bitcoin invented? I want to say it's 2009. Yep, 2009. Bitcoin, BTC, shorthand, which is the ticker for Bitcoin, a form of digital currency created in 2009. It was created and distributed on a peer-to-peer basis. It has no central bank. Transactions are conducted directly between individuals. Yep, that's Bitcoin. You can also flop it to a log scale, which basically a big thing that's nice about log scale is you can see that doubles are, what am I trying to say? If you leave it off of log scale and at the all setting, it looks like, there it is. I'm catching my words. So percentage increases look the same on log scale, whereas percentage increases off the log scale do not look the same. As an example, oh boy, can I even explain this? So here's an example. You can see on the y-axis that going from 0.01 to 0.1, it's a 10x increase. That is this chunk. Going from 0.1 to 1 is another 10x increase. Same distance in the y direction. So something nice about the log scale is that it'll show you basically the same, as you look up the y-axis, you could say 10x is are the same distance to the next tick. So going from 0.1 to 1 would be the same gain percentage-wise as a 10 to 100, or 100 to 1,000, or 1,000 to 10,000, or 10,000 to 100,000, which we're not there yet. Hopefully we get there by the end of the cycle and then some, but we'll see. I'm not making any predictions, but that's what I would expect. Going back off of log scale, you can see 20,000 to 40,000 is a double. But like looking at the chart, it's just a little harder to see what's going on. So right here, you can see basically just looking along the chart, that is a monster gain. But if you just look at the chunks of the chart, you could think, oh, well, there to there is the same as there to there, which is so not true. That's not even a double, and that's a wild rise. So looking at chunks, basically 10 to 400, which is a 40x, just visually looks super, super tiny, but that is a massive gain. Whereas a visually larger gain without log scale is not even a double, which is still a great gain, but that's one nice thing about log scale. It shows you doubles and 10x's and whatever number you're looking at a little more realistically for how it would move your bank account or your wallet amount. All right, next, just click on this guy. It's going to bump us down. We've got chart right now, bump down to markets. These are different places where you can buy Bitcoin, and there's a whole lot more than what is listed here, but here's just a handful of places. As a recap on economics, markets are places where buyers and sellers will do business and you can buy and sell things. So for a Bitcoin market, this is a market for Bitcoin. These are places where you can buy and sell Bitcoin. We've got Binance, we got Coinbase, Kraken, Upbit, Gate.io, all these different places. Next up, you got news right here. 23 minutes ago, we see Australian man sentenced to 2 years for cyber-enabled identity theft and cryptocurrency fraud. Just for the first one, there's no significance of this to me. You can see the news. 23 minutes, 29 minutes, hour ago, and so on and so forth. Here's something interesting. Trump's presidential campaign receives over-limit Bitcoin donation from Winklevoss twins. All right, I'm not totally sure what it means by that, as in they got more than the limit. Bitcoin investors and Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler, received a refund after their Bitcoin donations to former President Donald Trump's presidential campaign exceeded the, I suppose it will say, allowable amount. So a lot of Bitcoin donations to Trump.